Welcome back to Captain of Industry. My name is Nilaus and we are here back again, and I'm going to continue this all the way to the end. That is my plan, and as long as you guys are interested, then I will definitely push on and to the task's end until we get a rocket launch, a breeder, fast breeder, type reactor, all the cool things at the end game. But first, there are a number of hurdles we need to cross. First, today, well, last time we went into a blitz of designs. So what are we going to do today? Are we going to slow down and take it a little bit easy? No, of course not. We're going to go even faster. And we're going to do that by looking at some of the designs that we are going to upgrade, because now we have a little bit stable here, but we also now are going to need more resources. So that means we need to upgrade iron, steel, copper, glass, and the city. Those will just be, I'll just show you how we upgrade those, but those are not sort of the main parts of this episode today. That will be about how to use contracts, and then looking into the chicken farms as well, because that's a cool new innovative design that we need to come up with. But first, we can't even enable these at the end of last time. We were just kind of stuck because this one requires some maintenance too that we don't have. So I am prepared. Like a good TV chef, I have prepared a little recipe for us here that will get us some maintenance depot 2 and get us all the way in here. I have this space available for us as well. This will be space for some glass rocking chairs. Why do I say glass rocking chairs? Because they are made predominantly from wood and glass, and that means it makes you a rocking chair. That makes absolutely no sense. If I wanted to build a rocking chair, I would probably not use glass as upholstery, which of course makes sense in this game. Why does it make sense? Well, it makes sense because they do tend to break like all the time, and the good news about that is you will actually get a lot of recycling products from it. But the bad news is that, well, I don't know, it's probably not comfortable to sit on a glass rocking chair. Where is it? The household goods, the idea. There we go, and I will just go in here. So we also need all of this, and then we just managed to block off all transit in our base. That is no good. While we are just getting this one up and running, there we go. These are not been set up, so make sure that we set them up with that one first. There. We want to get the one that has the recyclables first, because that's actually kind of a lot of recyclables we get from this. And hold on, that's actually too much recyclable, but luckily they go into a connector which have like pretty much infinite capacity as far as I can tell. And we should start getting some maintenance in here. Yes, we have enough maintenance too. The good news is that there was also, as we start progressing this, we will also start getting rid of some of the things that are using maintenance 1. So at this point, we will now be upgrading all the other things, and ooh, power. Well, that's a perfect indicator that why we want to update everything here. We're simply going to start by taking a look at the existing build. This existing build here is an iron build built in the early game. It is taking care of 48 of each, or 24, that's 96 here. And the steel here is not very good because it takes the iron, 24 iron, into 12, so it's only 48 steel. And you can see we're going to be trying to buff up this one here. And with all the new stuff we have, this is definitely not working. And having sustainable, it's not sustainable to use 7 boost to still be, well, basically running out of resources here. So definitely this needs to be upgraded significantly. So this is a new iron steel plant, combined iron steel plant. It is honestly absolutely amazing. So the way it works is that it has a priority coming in here on this belt for all of our recyclables. The site recyclables are priority 1. If not, then things come in from here. This is 216 times 216. The way I have to do it is I have to use 2 belts in here because each belt only has 200 capacity, but that's not enough. So we just merge them right here in a connector, which means that they can keep up at full speed. Same with here, as long as they merge in a connector, then they will actually be able to work just fine here. Because this is now tier 2, which will need crushed stone or crushed ore, which is 36 giving 48. So we already now have a 25% yield bonus from this, and also a doubled speed as well. Every 60 seconds we get 48, so that's pretty damn amazing. And we are also using primarily all of the scrap when that's available. What I've done now is I have 48 output here times 3 or 4. And that becomes 96 steel. So we have now doubled our steel production. Iron production is remarkably consistent. You don't really need more at the late game. So I've just doubled it so that it's more efficient by getting this 25% efficiency, but not really doing anything else aside from this. So we retained the 96 iron we had from previously, but is now more compact and more efficient. Next up is the copper, and copper is also just the initial build we built early game, and what we need to do is we need to upgrade it to Blast Furnace 2, which gives us double capacity, but it also gets us more advanced recipes. So we need to make sure that we have all the crushed and also incorporate all of the copper scraps in here in a meaningful way. This needs to be upgraded a lot because as we go into electronics and later game, we're going to use more copper compared to iron as we move forward. Next up is our copper location, and this one is also working quite similarly to the iron location, except here there's only one end product. And we are also here prioritizing the copper scrap coming in first, and they will go in here to becoming 48 of the molten copper for each of them, and coming all the way out here as a total of 288. And by the way, when I'm looking at 288, that means also these need to be upgraded. There we go. Now they're upgraded and happy. Cool. So that's a massive boon here. And I'm just using bigger storages as well because, you know, just making it easier. The third thing that needs upgrading is the glass production. All of this is just spinning along. Now, right now we have a lot of glass, but whoa, ominous thunder. But that's with upgrading the city. We are definitely upgrading the city, upgrading glass rocking chairs, for example, that needs a lot of more glass than what we have currently. So that tends to be done. These ones are producing 24 molten glass, and then it comes in here, 24 becomes 24. So this is a total of 96 glass, which is not enough. The glass build is also upgraded. Here you can see that we are now also using, here we're using 72 becomes 48, and here we are, that's actually kind of weird that it's so much, but also 48 becomes 48. So we have to upgrade the mixer so they're twice as fast. We upgrade the blast furnace. That doesn't change the recipe, it just doubles it. And then we have the new glass mixer, which doesn't output slag, but outputs a much higher efficiency, so I get 50% extra product as part of this process, and not even making it more difficult, just using a little bit more space. And we get it in here for some excess glass. That means we now have 288 glass. That is definitely enough for all the glass rocking chairs we might ever want to build in this base. The last part we need to upgrade is right here. We have this normal thing. This is working quite well, but it just isn't sufficient for us, and we can get more utilization by upgrading some of these parts. Final upgrade here is the power. What we have done is we have simply taken the previous power where it consisted of 6 of these. And if I have 6 of these, then it would take 18 mechanical power, which is what's being generated, and output 12 electrical power. Now this corresponding one takes 18 and produces 15. So each build gives us 3 sir, extra electrical power. So that's what we all have here. We just got 12 electrical power at the cost of a little bit of maintenance 2. This is using maintenance. Oh, it's using maintenance 1. That's crazy. I thought it was maintenance 2. Never mind. You could also upgrade to high pressure pumps or high pressure turbines. You can see the high pressure turbine is just double the numbers of a normal high pressure turbine. The 2 is 1. That just means the whole build gets more compact, but it doesn't do anything aside from that. So I'm not going to use it, and I'm still going to have 2 cooling towers. So having 2 cooling towers attached to 2 turbines just makes more sense for me. So smallest upgrade is the only thing that actually gets higher productivity is this one, and so that's the one we put in. So we now have up to 60 megawatt of power. Should be very, very nice. Lastly is the city update. Here we have now added it so that there's more. Don't know how much more, but we use these 3 here for giving us some free. Here, settlement quality 1.01. That's pretty good. We'll take 1.01 extra free unity for no cost, except for just using a little bit more space. It also looks nice with these different squares, and then I just had to move these over on the side so we can squeeze by, and there's still like a viable path. And now the flip side of this build here, all these builds, is that I have spent an enormous amount of time just getting all this up and running. Each blast furnace takes 180 red construction parts, so it takes a while. That means that all of the red signs that previously we did not have any of it done, we now have it done. Also, you kind of need it for the glass maker, for example. So that is all done now, and let's take a look at some of the other things that we want to do. So right now, let's take first a look at coal. This coal deposit is gradually running out. It's not really much. We have some more coal on the island, but we really don't want to use that. So what I did here was I set up a location on the map. Here's a coal location, and they are just making a little bit of coal, getting it here. This one has priority 9, but it's pushing it out. That means this is a higher priority, or sort of more prioritized than these ones. They are not pushing it out, so that means they're just default priority 10, while this is priority 9 coming in. And I've set it to slow steaming, so it doesn't use as much fuel. But we can do something better than that. I have not previously been using the contracts, so let's have a look at those contracts, what they are going to do. We have a number of contracts here, and I've never really used them before. But what if we'd use this one? So we can get some coal at the expense of some cement. Why would we want to do that? Cement is more complicated than coal. Coal is just digging it out of the ocean or the mountains, but cement is more complicated. Well, if we look at the cement here, there, then you can see it uses a lot of limestone, and we have a silly amount of limestone. Like, all of this is limestone, and there's no way we can use all of that limestone. So if I could pretend that some of this was coal, yeah, that would be pretty sweet. So let's so I've built this one here. All it does is like a small contained build that takes limestone directly from the limestone mining. It takes some fuel gas, leaching it from our chemical plant here, and then it makes cement. Yay! And the cement is just here. I'm not going to put any warnings on, because it is what it is. If it stops working, it stops working. It's not the most important thing. But what we're basically saying is 3 limestone for 1 cement. And if we look at the contract that we have available here, that is more than a 1 to 3. It's basically a 1 to 4. So 1 cement gives 4 coal. That's pretty good. It does need a little bit of fuel gas, and then of course the power to keep the whole thing running. But that means that we can set up a build that can do this export. That would be glorious. And I'm going to build it exactly like this. So we need to, you know what, just build this one. We're going to be gambling that this is correct. Then we're going to get some modules. And here's the thing. We are going to get some medium loose modules. You're not going to build the big ones, right? Nah. Loose modules here. Boom, boom, boom. That's for the, if we look at the contract, and let's actually just establish the contract here. So what does it mean? It costs 12 to establish. That is irrelevant. Then it costs 0.2 per month just to maintain it, and it costs 1.2 per ship. Still a good deal. Still a very good deal. But we need to make sure that this is exactly 3 times 360, which is exactly what we can store here. 360 plus 360 plus 360. And then we'll need the solid module, unit module there. And then we're going to be assigned it to a contract. I only have 1 contract. There we go. That means this one will now be requesting it in, and these 2 will be providing it out. So I am going to put this. Can I do something like this and just pretend that this is how it works? And then take you out. Yes. And I am going to build a little box of goodies. That's going to be one of these boxes. Here. And you will be requesting cement inbound. Yes. And you're going to be having coal. And this one will be even higher priority, because if we can use this, then, oh, definitely, that's more valuable. Cool. So that's basically what I want to do. Let's build it. We got the ship available. We got the ship fueled. It's all good. We're going to make it slow just because. And then we're going to wait for this one. But, you know, now that we are in the realm of contracts, let's have a look at other ones that could be interesting. Here's an interesting one, sour water, because we are actually not really keeping up with our fertilizer. And the only way to get more fertilizer, if we... Oh, I can't click on this one. Fertilizer. There, fertilizer 2 comes from fertilizer 1. Fertilizer 1 comes from one source and one source only, and that's from ammonia. So ammonia can come from either hydrogen and nitrogen, no thanks, or it can come from sour water, yes please, or it can come from hydrogen and nitrogen. So it means more sour water. So we're actually going to import some sour water. This sounds absolutely insane, but we're going to do it. We're going to do that. There. Cool. So that is actually this second contract we're going to set up is the import of slag, which is just going to be landfill anyway. And then get that out. So now we have to do kind of the same thing that we just did, except that we now have a liquid output. The liquid one is liquid here. Do we think that actually has enough? And then we need, can I assign it to a contract? That one? Yeah, okay, but you don't really have the other ones. And that's going to be slag inbound, so let's do some modules, loose modules here. Yeah. Is this a fluid module medium? Yes. Is this assigned to this contract? Sure. We're going to get oil in here. We're going to get oil in here. The oil is coming, or the diesel is coming in. And we are going to need to get this. Is that a big one? No, it's a medium, small one-ish. Where do we want to get it? We want to get it. I want to make it like consistent there. And that's definitely not fast enough. We want the faster belt, conveyor belts here. In, and in. Good. You are going to request slag just from whatever process we have slag. There. And then I am going to grab. Let's also just fire this one up. Oh no. Okay, this is working. Cool. And what are we going to do with this here? We are simply going to let's get another one of these. There. That seems reasonable. And we are going to get a pipe, which will be 1, 2. I'll get it over here. And let me see this one. Yes. Go 1 in and then go 2 down. Go over to the other side. Let's go here. And then that will be in range 1. And go over here. And in. Sweet. Get that done. There we go. And you are now waiting for, we're also going to make this slower. And we're going to make sure that we have a warning when it's over 75, because we might actually overload this one. Cool. Did this work? I don't know. Is it working? What do we have here? Yeah, well, it's kind of disappeared. So I guess it, oh, here it is. Here it is. So it only exchanges what is needed. That's why it says 109 available here. And this one hasn't been getting in, but that kind of depends on how fast things are coming in. And we're now unloading all the goodies here. That's coming unloading in here, and that will be unloaded into this location. Are these slow ones? No, they're fine, they're fine. And this will now give us more coal. That should alleviate the need for this, which is also, and it'll definitely alleviate the need here. So they'll slow down because we just can't run out of coal. So this one will just be here and it'll depart whenever it's ready. Either it'll be constrained by this being full, or it'll be constrained by us not being able to get enough inbound. And let's see if we can get the other one to go out as well. That's going to be a little bit trickier because slag is something that we just have somewhere, and we'll just have to figure out where it is. So for example, there's places that produce slag like there, here. As long as it's not pointing anywhere, like a mind control tower, so it's forced to go out somewhere, then it should be prioritized to go into here rather than going just being thrown in the ocean. Cool. That's how contracts work, and they do leech a little bit of your Unity. For example, here 2 boosts are available, 5 edicts, 2 contracts, 0.6. Okay, that's fine. One is a 0.2 and the other one is a 0.4. And then of course we have a sulfur mine. Why do we have a sulfur mine? We don't need a sulfur mine. Let's turn that off. No one's using that. Cool. Well, that was pretty awesome. Let's get on with the next big design project. So at this point, what we want to do is we want to make a food product for a chicken farm. That's kind of weird, but it's important. And let's build them as close as they can here. 3 farms will get us food enough for, what is it, like more than 4,000. And that's definitely also what we have. So let's see if we need to have a population larger than 4,000 for this factory. But at least we'll get this one for the 4,000. And that's going to be, well, tricky in and of itself. So what are we going to do? We are going to figure out, what does it need? It needs water inbound, and it needs animal feed inbound. Cool. But let's worry more about the outbounds. We're going to get some eggs. Eggies. Eggs should be pretty straightforward. This will be the most complicated one, the meat. So, or the carcass. Is it carcass? Yeah, the carcass will be turned into meat. Yes, but the eggs are just a finished product, so that's kind of fine. And let's get it just like this. No, oh, like this. Cool. I don't know exactly where it's going to be, but and then take the R out and here, and this seems reasonable enough. Let's have a look at where it's going to be placed. It's going to be placed over here. I just want some design space, and there is a 2 difference distance here, so we're going to be using that as a sort of benchmark for the distancing. That means we're going to take this part. This will be for the eggs, and that's going to be a lot of those. Take a 1, 2, and you can just go in, right? I don't think anything else needs to go around. So far, that's the easy part. Eggs are coming in. There, happy. Then we now need to figure out what else is necessary. Well, we are going to need some food processors. Food processor. Let's see. What are they going to do? Here's the food processor, and that is going to make here the chicken carcass, which gives us some giblets and some meat, and then take salt and stuff. So that's the one. They are all coming in from the top side. I don't know how close we want to make it. Looks like we need salt as well, and this one come in here. So this will have meat coming out. That's just going to put in the little box. We're not going to be having like a big box of that. So here's the meat box. There. Good. And then the trimmings need to be continually processed. And the continually processed means... And I actually need this one as well. Yes, because there will be an overflow here. This is super important. What kind of build is this? Is it a flat conveyor? So we need a flat one here. Let's do that, right? So that goes in here, but it also continues here, and it'll prioritize going in. So it'll be converting all of the chicken carcass into meat. The meat will have a little bit of trimmings. The trimmings, but if we have full on meat, then we need to convert the rest. Now, 30 chicken carcass out is exactly what is the maximum being produced when this one is at full capacity. So this one of these can service 3 of those, and that's it. But if you want 4, then you kind of have to have 2 of these and 2 of these and 2 of these. So that's not so cool. Now this will just be sort of I don't know, outbound like this. And then the next one, this is not going to do anything. And then we're going to have some trimmings. These trimmings are going to be here. And you're going to go in. So that trimming has to be going somewhere else. 2 distance? That's actually a really nice distance, though. Cool. So this will now be the last recipe, the sausage recipe. That means we need flour as well. And more trimmings. So we're going to be taking the combined trimmings, if that's a word. And go into... Let's be sort of super consistent. There. Then that also needs flour and salt. Flour, we can get that out here on the side. So let's get another here. This will be the flour. That'll be inbound. And let's see, how close can we make it? Go on, like this. And you're going to be just going... Oh. The ineptitude. Kidding me. And go. Yeah, that's kind of sucks. Huh. I guess this one has to be rotated. Flips. Yeah, like this. So you also go up, up and in. This one is kind of not needed to be here. Well, that's kind of weird. But the good news is salt. Salt is the only one missing. So let's get the salt inbound. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Sausages. Sausages are also coming out here. Oh no, that's kind of missing a little bit here. Oops. This will be sausages. Chicken sausages? I don't know. Where? Ah, that has a little kink on the road here. on the road to damnation. This is definitely going to be closer. Can definitely be closer because we can build a. This will be salt because we have salt already. That's done somewhere else. It's sea salt. Beautiful, nice sea salt. And this will go up one and sure. Here, and it'll go into that one. And from here, it'll go into that one. Sweet. All right. And then the two builds can be put closer together. There we go. And what are you doing? Oh, right. That's the actual carcass thing that has to go in here. Good. Isn't that just it? Oh, water. Water, of course. But water and the animal feed, I don't really know how we're going to do that. There. This one should be warning if empty. This one should be... I don't know, don't need warnings on any of these. This one should be empty. Okay, so I'm going to take this and now try to put it over at the location we wanted it at. Cool, so let's see how close we can squeeze. That is as close as we can do it, right? It's definitely a tight squeeze. Let's squeeze it in here. So that means we now need water inbound, and that's going to come from up here. Oh, that's a thin one. Definitely not happening for you. Yep. And 1, 2. That seems like a good location to bring it in. And we can just bring it over here, I guess. Or we can... Let's bring it down on top of the other stuff here. That just seems nicer. That seems good. And then I'm going to get this. 1, 2. Sure. And in here. Ah, typical. It was going so well. That one and it was going so well. There. So we have no water coming in. Great. All we need is inbound here. So what is the major malfunction? Well, this one is here. And it's producing animal feed, and right now we're just taking animal feed and making it into compost. We definitely don't want to do that. We want to be able to build a glorious part over here. Hold on, that's kind of... Huh. I guess we need to have to go to level 4. Okay, I guess we do. Nope, just level 3. Oh, it merged. Damn it. Should have been R mode. R mode. Here. 1, 2, 3. That one. 1, 2, 3. That one. And then in. In. And in. That works perfectly. And let's get... Oops, that's not working like perfectly. What if I... Okay, I think I need to make a hell of a compromise that I don't like. Because I can sneak this underneath here. And I know that I need another stockpile. Because this one is currently going out. And I want to make sure that I have a storage over here. Just a backup emergency storage for this exact thing. And that means this is coming in. And can you go underneath and then go up? No. Well, oh, wow. God, this is awful. And, okay, well, actually, it's just rank 1 now. Okay, it's actually all the way over here. There, and... Bunny. I have no idea what's going on here. That one. Get that to level 1. Level 1 and inbound. Great. Okay, this needs to be updated first. Yes, and that one. You will be getting... It's not wood chips, it's animal feed. Great. Give me a warning if empty. Alright, I think I just hook it up because we got water, we got everything. Yeah, let's see what happens when we book the whole thing. Then we are going to get some food in here, or some chickens in here. That is something we have out on the map over here. Somewhere we can trade for chickens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they all go into one random one. So I can just go -50, -50. Yeah, that's kind of fine. So now they enable slaughtering, enable slaughtering, enable slaughtering, but only when it gets all the way up. That's it. And then we now need to just sit here and wait for them to breed. While we wait, I'm going to sit here and wait. You can, you're welcome to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, go to Patreon and pledge a support if you want that. You're also welcome to just wait for me to whoosh away, and then we'll see how when it's all working. And naturally, another upgrade we need to do is make sure we have eggs, meat, and sausages coming in so that we can get a more varied diet in here. That will be, we still have none of these, but they will consume 12 of each of those as it is now. And we have a lot of eggs, we have a lot of meat, and we have a lot of sausages. So now it's just a matter of seeing that they will be brought on in into the location. We're still producing stuff, we're getting all that stuff in here. In the meantime, let's have a look about this. They are coming in. And what about our contracts here? So this contract is completely full. Great, even though it's the one that gets used the first, and then it's still going out. So this is a very, very important and very, very profitable contract we have here. This one isn't really getting anything done. It's a little bit weird, but I guess we're not really producing a lot of slag. One way to make slag that I'm not going to do, and I know that a lot of people have asked me, and this is why I'm going to go through it. One way to make slag is, oh dear. Where is it? Wasn't it slag? Okay, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't in here. I felt that there was the exhaust scrubber. Exhaust. There. The exhaust scrubber is something that a lot of people have asked me, and there's a reason why I don't do that yet. Here. There's way too many. Here, there we go. Exhaust comes in, becomes carbon dioxide. Oh yeah, it doesn't become slag. It's something else that made slag. I can't remember. Doesn't matter. We're not going to use this, and the reason I'm not going to do the exhaust scrubbing is because I don't want to build this until I can take the carbon dioxide and make it into graphite. When I can't do that, well, there's not really any point in doing that, and that's a very late tech as well. So this this contract is just flowing. It keeps going in and out, filling up all the internal buffers, external buffers. It's all good. But let's have a look over on this side. Yep, they are still good. We've been consuming a little bit, and let's have a look at the diet in our city. They now have lots of protein as well. So I mean that the good news is also that it'll lower the demand for tofu by a lot, because now they will split all the demand among all of these categories. So one of the big ones to change is over here, getting some fruit going, so we can actually have 2 different types to be consumed. That's great. We've got the meat sorted out at this point. Meat is back on the menu, boys. And we have research, we have our glass rocking chairs. It is a very comfortable. You can now sit in your glass rocking chair, eat some eggs and sausage and yeah, some meat. Let's call that bacon, even though it's from chicken. And we got contracts. Awesome. Cool. So that is all I wanted to show you in this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. In the next episode, we're going to be looking at some of the more architectural infrastructure projects, as well as continuing to tech up into new and exciting things as well. There's tons and tons of stuff. Hey, we're going to be upgrading vehicles soon to get the mega vehicles. That's going to be awesome. Until next time, take care. And as always, stay effective.